or I think I will die. But when I close my eyes, I dream of a beautiful tomorrow. A tomorrow in which I can see myself, free of fear and pain. Maybe someday I learn to see the good in people.
Was the story of a
The
woman
good in
who
myself.
was brave enough to love herself again after having experienced something that was really, really traumatizing. And it was a powerful story and very encouraging. I thought the visuals were beautiful, and it was a great way to connect what happened to her and how she overcame it with something with scenes from nature.
What an incredible opening scene. I loved, I fell in love with the lead's narrative voice. Her voice is textured, and just the way it just panned in with this kind of black white cinematography. I really, really enjoyed the hero's journey. My favorite quote, because without love, what is there? And this is what the story is about. It's about the hero's journey and starting and the arc of finding her way home. I just thought it was beautifully done. The montage of photos with various scenes, cinematography was, kind of edgy and flowed, and I just felt it was just a beautiful snapshot of this woman's journey, and it was a wonderful adventure, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Very honest, and I have to say, technically, I really appreciated the use of voice and picture. I thought that was done because that could be so clunky, and I thought this filmmaker did this super well. Um, and I don't know, but I suspect that it's because of the power of the story, right? And the honesty, and also the concision, the conciseness, because this I'm sure there's a lot of words that could be said around this experience, and the
This one
honesty.
was just really powerful. Obviously, really difficult subject matter, but it was handled just really well. I thought it was shot in an interesting way. The performances, the performance rather, just felt very real.
I thought the filmmaker is very courageous in telling a story this personal. The mechanics of it, I thought it had a really good story structure for a documentary. She clearly established the beginning, middle, and end. The beginning is what happened before, and then the effects of the effects of that night, and then leaving off on a message of hope and how she learned from this and how she grew from this. And I thought it was a really good example of sort of like the full circle of things, because she explained that she had wanted to be a filmmaker, and then this huge thing happened to her, this huge event that changed her life, but then this is the very thing, the subject of this film. So it sort of had a nice, full circle element to it.
I thought this was extremely difficult subject matter, but told in a really effective way. Starting out with just hearing her voice and seeing images from where she grew up and those photos of her and her family as a child really connected us to her, and it made it that much harder when she went into the story of her rape. And the device of the direct address to the camera, implicating the perpetrator, but also us, the audience, in this horrific act, was difficult, but very effective. And then the gorgeous images of New York throughout, as the city that both broke her, but also helped her grow into the woman who she is today, I thought was excellent in terms of the storytelling arc. And I really very much appreciated this piece.
Made me all sorts of emotional. It was very powerful and poignant. And I'm sorry, really, for what happened to her. It really hurts. And also makes me angry to know that these men would go to this extreme and take out their own power struggle in such a violent and unforgiving way. And this happens all the time. So otherwise, this was a beautiful video essay, essentially, on her journey to acceptance and forgiveness. And it's only a sliver of the story, I'm sure. But it's so important to see her healing process after this event. And she's definitely a beautiful, bold soul in the way that she does bear it all.
Quite emotional and difficult to watch even at times. There was a line that really stuck out to me. I said goodbye to myself that day. I mean, just hits you right in the chest. And it's unabashedly honest and felt as though it was this kind of cinematic confrontation that, you know, she was able to use art as a way to release all these feelings that she had about this tragedy that occurred in her life. But it ultimately became a message of hope and optimism, because as we saw, the filmmaker's life has turned out quite well, and she's made great strides towards improving and recovering from that horrible experience. So I think it was wonderful to see that there is light at the end of the tunnel, as she says in the short film itself. So a very powerful piece.